Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Hey, everybody. It's that time again. It's another fun episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Chipping away towards episode 700. I am Ryan. I am joined as always by Brad.
I'm here.
Wow, way to be enthusiastic. I need you to turn that up to 11.
I can't. I just can't. It's too late in the day for. I don't know how to say it like enthusiastic. Like, I'm here. Oh boy, I'm here. It still sounds weak.
Every week, we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, we see Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Stay tuned. We'll recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the film. We also talk about movies we watch throughout the week. And if something tickles my fancy, some nerd news. That's what we do. That's who we are. We're nerds. Very proud of it, too.
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't change it for a thing. Brad, do you recommend Spinal Tap 2?
It's all right. I was hoping I'd be able to watch the original again because I haven't seen it probably like 20 years. I remember like just being like, I like this. Yeah, I get it. I see why it's funny. But yeah, 2 was like, it definitely felt low budget, which is weird to say because the original is kind of like, a documentary, which would also be low budget. But there's something about this, like them chasing this one concert. I don't know. It felt like an episode of like it could have just been like a Netflix show or something,
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I agree with you. I think this sounds weird. It's too clean. Because, part of it is digital photography now. Or the other one kind of had this film grainy quality to it that made it feel more authentic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it had like ruggedness of being on the road and
yeah. And that's not to say it's funny. And if you like the first one, I think you're okay to go see this one. Here's a trailer for Spinal Tap. The End Continues.
Hi, I'm Marty DeBerge. 40 years ago, I was honored to direct a film called This is Spinal Tap.
The numbers all go to 11. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo.
Pink torpedo. That's literature.
Yeah.
Really?
A lot has happened since the last time I saw you.
Crypto.
Have you been playing music at all?
I play music at a pub.
This is the site of Spinal Tap's reunion concert. Why New Orleans?
There was a cancellation.
Who was supposed to be there?
An evening with Stormy Daniels.
Oh.
Obviously, there'll be the regular merch.
Yes.
And Hope has had a rather brilliant idea.
Tap water.
It says artisan.
It's just tap water.
It's tap water. We're still short a drummer.
What happened to him?
He sneezed himself into oblivion.
Is that medically possible?
So you think you might fill the bill?
I don't want to die.
We've only lost 11 or 12? 11. 11 drummers.
The thing that you guys had as kids, is that still there?
I'm in a band that constantly is breaking apart and coming back together. But the more we retreat into the music, the nicer things become. Not to be profound or anything, and it would be a first time for me.
Stonehenge, 'tis a magic place where the moon doth rise with a dragon's face. Stonehenge, we have Spinal Tap. We'll go back in time to that mystic land.
What we need to do is secure your legacy. If during the gig, at least one, but ideally no more than two of you were to die.
Would you settle for a coma?
Oh, no, that's interesting.
You know?
That's a great bit of thinking outside, well, the literal box, I suppose, actually.
Yeah, we pick up Spinal Tap, is it 40, little over 40 years later. They've all kind of gone their separate ways. And we're just, revisiting with Marty, who was also following them over 40 years ago when they were on a tour where their gigs kept on getting canceled. This one, they're kind of gearing up for one final show. And because they're contractually obligated to, since it was put in a will of their original manager who died, and now his daughter has taken over. And so Marty decides he's going to track down the members of Spinal Tap and see what they're up to.
Which I thought would be harder after 40 years, but they're all readily available.
Yeah. What's funny is they have no, I guess what I did appreciate is there was no pushback from the guys. They all just decided they were going to do it. There wasn't any, well, are they going to do it or not?
Yeah.
There is this unspoken rift between Nigel and David that you're not sure what it is. They don't reveal what it is till about 3/4 of the way through the film.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the thing is like I think is the biggest letdown is like they build up this rift, and then it's like, like he thinks his wife cheated on him with another band member. Like that's it. It just feels like there's more to say about the music industry over like 40 years than this,
Well, yeah, but there was that really funny moment when he's with David and he says, "Oh, wow, this is your recording studio." And he's going around and explaining it. He says, "Yeah, it's all right there." And he points to the computer.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's hard to talk about this movie because that's really the whole story. And it's more about the moments. I do like that Derek is the purveyor and owner of a glue museum. It's totally stupid. Also with Nigel where he has a cheese shop, but he'll also trade guitars for cheese. And he tells Marty...
names flipped, but yeah.
Did I get him flipped?
Nigel's Harry Shearer, right?
No, that's Christopher Guest.
Oh.
Harry Shearer is Derek
you're
Smalls,
right.
the
Yeah.
drummer.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. There's just some funny little bits where, Nigel says, "Yeah, what I'll do is here, pick this piece of cheese up. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Now hold the guitar. Yeah, they're about the same weight. So yeah, I give you the cheese, you give me the guitar, or I give you the guitar and you give me the cheese." It's totally bizarre. But I appreciate kind of the subtleties of those jokes. Paul McCartney in it's pretty funny, where he's talking about, the bigger the cushion, the more of the pushin', that's poetry. And how he goes in to help him and they basically say, "Who the fuck are you, man? Get out of here." It's funny. And my favorite Elton John joke was in the hospital, all his casts were bejeweled. I thought it was really funny. So the big rift is David thinks Nigel slept with his wife, And then there's this throwaway when the credits are rolling, and Derek says, "Yeah, I'm the one who fucked his wife. He thinks it's Nigel," and that's all they leave it at. It's like, all right, yeah, it's harmless. There's some fun moments in it. Yeah.
I also think the concert's in Louisiana because it's the cheapest place to shoot it too.
Probably.
Yeah. I was like, man, this whole thing contained in like Louisiana. Like the first one felt like they were all over the globe, right?
Yeah, and like I said, that's maybe my only thing I think that holds it back, because I actually had fun in the movie, and I like that. I mean, it's maybe 80 minutes long, maybe. I mean, I can look it up. It was really short, 84 minutes. I mean, it goes by really fast, and it's just silly. I wish they had new songs, I guess, too. They kind of just, sang their old ones.
Oh, I didn't realize they were all. I thought there was new stuff in there. Huh, guess not.
I mean, there might be. I did watch the original a couple days before I saw the new one, and maybe I just couldn't decipher what was new or not. But yeah, I will say it doesn't tarnish the legacy of the first Spinal Tap. Everybody's still game. I think everybody's still pretty funny. When they're trying to find a drummer is pretty funny. When Lars Ulrich and Chad Smith from Metallica just recommend each other for the job. That stuff's funny. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that deep for me.
No, nor I.
It's cool to pop in, but yeah, I just wish I had more to It seemed like a really good opportunity to comment on, beyond that, oh, you can make the music on your computer joke.
Yeah, you maybe say something about streaming and Spotify and.
Yeah, and the concert landscape. They were building up this one show, and the elaborateness of concerts has gotten so insane since back then. So it's just didn't seem like they ever had trouble with that, and they could have killed more time just making it difficult to get a hold of each other. So.
Yeah. There really, like I said, there really is no conflict in it. They just say, okay, yeah, we'll do it, whatever.
Yeah, and then the record company guy is their biggest hurdle because he just pitches the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
To them. And shoots down most of their ideas.
Yeah, it's just tap water. That's all it is. It's stuff like that's funny. Like I said, it doesn't tarnish the legacy of Spinal Tap. I mean, if you want to check in on them, it's a harmless movie. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, God, we've had Behind the Music since then, and all the music biopics.
It would have been fun if they did do it kind of like a Behind the Music, where instead of Marty being inserted into the documentary, maybe he was just a narrator, and they would shoot it that way. I always remember that "Joof, joof, 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 joof," when Behind the Music continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho.
Cool.
Yeah, this is the nerd news for the week.
It's real news.
Well, Brad, they did it. They announced the extras for your long-awaited Ninja Turtles 4K box set.
I'm so excited. I can't wait for this thing.
Yeah.
3 more months.
What are you looking forward to most on it?
Really just to have it in 4K at this point, and some of the extras like the commentary. I want to see how clean they can get the restorations, and then just all the the other releases have had almost nothing beyond a trailer on the bonus features. So really just anything more than that is a win.
That's what I'm most excited about, because I mean, of course the first Ninja Turtles is classic, but I always have a special place in my heart for Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. It always seemed it got the short stick. Even the last time I watched it on Blu-ray, even the transfer on Blu-ray is not that great. So that they go back and clean it up and they give it real features and, commentaries. It's kind of exciting. And, I know it's your favorite thing, so we're always biased behind it, but that's a film franchise that deserves a deluxe edition of something.
It really has. Like, it has such a huge fandom, and for all those releases up till now to not have all the bonus behind the scenes footage and even commentaries, just it's such a loss. And the restorations for the 2 and 3 aren't going to be perfect because they don't have the original negative. But still, it's cool. They're still getting some good treatment because everyone loves the first one so much that the other two kind of get forgotten. But the real thing, if you want bonus stuff, is at the re-release in theaters advertised this company Definitive Film. They've got a 4-disc Blu-ray of tons of behind the scenes footage that I thought was going to be on this thing, but I guess not. So if you have $150 lying around and you want to buy their Blu-ray that covers so many different people involved and have all the behind the scenes Jim Henson prop shop stuff, then that's where you want to go. But, you also get posters and some cards and some stickers, and the Roy's pizza book, I guess, will have maybe some of this stuff in written form.
Oh, usually for Arrow, it's a book that has essays and behind the scenes photos. They're really, really nice. My favorite one, this might be shocking that they put out, is for book. Arrow is for Barbarella. The book is almost 300 pages long, and it's basically obviously a novel written about the making of the film. And then they put a bunch of production art and concept art in it. They're really, really nice books.
Yeah.
I'm
wondering
so hopefully it'll be the same.
Thick this set is, because it has the 3 standard cases for each of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're fitting this book into it. But the spine and the picture still looks pretty normal. It's not too deep like the Mario Brothers set. So
sometimes it's the concept, because my Conan set looked that it was small too, but it's pretty wide.
And it has 4 posters that are going to be folded up, so that's going to add some thickness.
God, man, I'm thinking it really depends on the movie. Sometimes they put the posters inside the cases.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes for my Tremor set and my Reanimator set, they're on the outside. But my guess is because this set is so big, it might be in the movie case. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a really big set and, who knows?
Worth it, yeah. And I was surprised that, the box has its own slip cover. I thought the custom art was going to be on, different on each one, but yeah, it slides, all of them have, the turtle shell box, and then it slides the art on top of it. So I'm like, man, they really went all out on this.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I tell everybody, I think right now you can get it either on Arrow's website if you want the comic book style art that's only on their website, or if you get it on Amazon or something, it's the original movie poster. But right now, I think mine dropped to $62 or something.
Oh, wow.
So
you did yours through Amazon and not just through Arrow?
Yeah.
Huh. You sure you got the 4K version?
Original, the 4K, yeah.
Huh.
I like the poster where they're coming out of the sewer.
Yeah, well, I got both versions.
Hey, I'm not judging. I got for Mortal Kombat, I got the limited run game deluxe edition for my PlayStation, and then I got the deluxe edition for my Switch. So, I mean, who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nerd news this week. So it's fun stuff. We watch films throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Well, I've already seen The Long Walk, but that's for next week. So let's see. I guess I could talk about they put Toy Story back in theaters.
They did.
Yeah, that's a movie where, like, if you're gonna re-release it, I think it's what, the 30th anniversary?
Correct.
And there's no live action shots to clean up. Like, everything's in computer. Like, you could easily just do, like, you could up those models and re-render shot for shot exactly the original movie. Because some of the textures and modeling doesn't quite hold up. I think I saw one part where Buzz Lightyear's helmet like invaded his shoulder or something. So I was like, you don't have to erase the original, but it would have been cool to, like, hey, with all the technology we've, improved since 1995, why not watch, special edition it,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of backlash for that, though.
I know artistically, like, it's disrespectful, I guess, to the original artist, but also it's not like you're gonna erase the original from existence. You just have, like, here's a 30th anniversary edition where it's like, look how far we've come.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe you don't even release it on, physical ever or streaming. Just like, here's an incentive for you to come to the theater and watch it again. It's the only place you get to see it. So.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and then the last thing I saw was Do the Right Thing for the first time.
Yeah, that movie's okay.
Yeah, I feel like the best part of it really is, like, the riot scene. There's a lot of it just seems like random stuff. Like, you're just sitting in on the lives of these people up until that point, and then it gets, like, really interesting. So
yeah, Spike Lee has always been a filmmaker for me that my favorite movie of his is Inside Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably not fair for me to weigh in on his films very much.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know Zach. Yeah, I know Zach really likes them. He's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, Do the Right Thing is a good movie. It's
still relevant, and like, as someone who's only just now seen it, it's just like, wow, dealing with the same shit 30 years later.
Oh yeah,
or 40.
It's crazy how sometimes the more things change, the more they're the same.
Yeah. What'd you watch?
I just watched a couple horror films this week. I rewatched Drag Me to Hell. This time in stunning 4K. Shout Factory or Scream Factory. They haven't put too many new titles out in their catalog, but they've been doing a lot of re-releases on 4K. And some of them I will upgrade and some of them I won't. The ones I decide to upgrade are usually because they have more bonus features in it. And I mean, obviously get the film in 4K. But Drag Me to Hell is, a Sam Raimi film, and I adore the movie. And it looks great in 4K. But the big lure, I guess, for the re-release of it is the Steelbook is really cool. And it has a 2.5-hour making of documentary that they put on it, which is really great. So you basically get two movies there. And the making of is awesome. And I think Sam Raimi is such a creative filmmaker that I love watching his process on how he makes film. The biggest bummer now is he used to do commentaries on all his old stuff, and now he doesn't do commentaries anymore. So he hasn't done one in, I don't know, Spider-Man 2 maybe, wow. Spider-Man 3. But yeah, he hasn't done one for Drag Me to Hell. He didn't do one for Oz. He doesn't even make that many movies anymore. He kind of produces behind the scene. But the making of makes up for it. It's pretty great. And the movie is A+. I also, my kid, he wants to watch scary movies, and, it's always a fine line of what to show him, how intense and what can he handle. and he wanted to watch something with zombies. So we watched Return of the Living Dead Part 2. It's more of a comedy, and the zombies are pretty silly in it. And so I watched that, and he watched it, and he says, "Yeah, Daddy, the zombies in this are scary. It's kind of stupid." So yeah, well, kind of hit the head on the nail on the head with that one. Return of the Living Dead 2 is in the same universe as Return of the Living Dead. It's pretty silly, but it's fun. And if you get it on Scream Factory, one of the big controversies from that movie is a lot of the home releases of it, they got rid of the soundtrack because of licensing. This Scream Factory's version puts all that back in, and it makes the movie better, surprisingly, because it's punk rock and it kind of gives it a cool vibe. And yeah, it's just a fun mid-'80s zombie movie. I guess it's actually late 80s. I think it's 88. But yeah, it's fun. It has Tom Matthews in it, who was in Friday 13th Part 6 and Return of the Living Dead. And you can go to our website, Brad, and listen to my interview with him and Tom McLaughlin from Friday 13th Part 6. Probably the greatest interview anyone's ever conducted.
I heard they stopped doing interviews in around the world because no one could top it.
Actually, funny story with that. So that was from last year's Colorado Festival of Horrors. Shout out to Smurf who hooked this up. So we had a media room, and earlier in the day, I interviewed Adrian King and Amy Steele from Friday the 13th. And then I got Tom McLaughlin and Tom Matthews, who from my favorite Friday the 13th, and I was stoked. And, they say, hey, limit to 15 minutes. We have about 3 or 4 other media outlets on the schedule. I said, cool, yeah, because they only have an hour and it makes sense. Everybody gets 15 minutes. So I go in, do the interview with them. And at the end, they go, wow, that was really great. Thanks, Ryan. You had some great questions. We can tell that you really like our film. I said, yeah, it's my favorite Friday the 13th. I'm not, pretending that it's not. I said, oh, thanks. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. They started getting ready to leave, and they had to be stopped by the people in charge of the media room. They says, oh, there's more. And they said, oh, okay, that's fine. But I did such a great job that they thought they didn't have to do any more interviews because they said, man, this guy just fucking nailed it. So
nice.
Yeah. Super nice guys too. At the end, Zach really wanted a picture with them, and they were more than happy to oblige. So yeah, you can find that at realnerdspodcast.com if you want to listen to some horror movie talk. And that's what I watched this week. Say what? Corinne sent us another Showtime?
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime, where I tell you all about something cool I've been watching lately. This week I was back in the theaters for the English version of Ne Zha 2. So, yeah, up until a few months ago when this initially came out, because I think it just came out with English subtitles, I'd never heard of Ne Zha 1 or 2, and just, I kept hearing stuff in the background about it's it was one of the highest grossing movies of all time in China, and then it became the highest grossing the highest grossing animated movie of all time. It's also one of the highest grossing movies of all time, not adjusted for inflation. I think it might be in the top 10 now. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I was like, what is this movie? Because now I'm curious, and so I watched a couple of reviews about it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna check out Ne Zha 1, which was on YouTube for free, and it was the English dub, which, I kind of go back and forth about, subs versus dubs. I'm like, I think it just kind of depends. Sometimes the dubs are fine, and sometimes the dubs suck. And sometimes, in the case of a lot of the Ghibli movies, I actually prefer the dub. But then with, a lot of anime, I prefer the sub, so, I think your mileage will vary. But anyway, I'm fine with watching dubs. Even though in this instance they weren't super attentive to making sure the lip movements matched and stuff, when you dub, a lot of times with dubbed anime, they're very precise, right? But with this movie, they were yeah, we don't care. So very much that old school kung fu movie kind of stuff, which is fine. That's just the style, and I didn't mind it. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, it is a martial arts movie, so that makes sense. But, yeah, so Ne Zha 1 is, or I guess both of the movies are very much based on, like, Chinese folklore. I don't have a ton of knowledge on this subject, but basically Ne Zha is this mystical child. He is born with demon powers. He wasn't supposed to. It was kind of like I would say like a mix-up, but one character did it on purpose, and everybody was like, ah, shit, like, this wasn't supposed to happen. So yeah, Ne Zha, born with demon powers, and he's cursed to die in 3 years' time. So he's born, and he's a mystical child, so he kind of ages at a weird rate. So yeah, when he's like 3, he's, cursed to die, and he struggles a lot with, like, his nature as, like, this demon entity versus, like, his humanity. And it's like he doesn't want to be defined as a demon, so he tries to, like, win people over, but they only ever see him as a demon. So yeah, that's the plot of Ne Zha 1. And it's pretty good. Like, there are a lot of cool concepts, cool fight scenes. It wasn't anything, like, mind-blowing, but it was fun. It was really entertaining. But then I was like, okay, so what's the deal with Ne Zha 2? Like, why is it so much better? And so went to the theater the other day, and it wasn't any of the Regals anymore, so I had to go to an AMC. I haven't been to an AMC in a while, and I was like, yeah, this is interesting. It was in one of the smaller theaters, and I figured, when I got my ticket, I saw there were a few other people who were already there, and I was like, okay, that's fine. But it ended up being way more people than I was expecting. Most of the theater was, the seats were taken. So that was kind of surprising. Again, it was one of the smaller auditoriums, but even still, there were probably, 20, 30 people in there. Most of them were well behaved. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Ne Zha 2, the first half is very much like a continuation of the story from Ne Zha 1. It's basically like a direct sequel of just, like, we pick up like 5 minutes later, and, like, they have to deal with the aftermath of Ne Zha 1. I won't say exactly what happens because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, so the first half is mostly fallout from the end of the first movie, and then the second half is basically just one long fight sequence, this huge battle. I know one of the reviewers I watched compared it to kind of like the scale of Lord of the Rings, but just animated, and I was like, that is 100% accurate. It really does feel like it's just a huge, all these giant armies, and everybody has, like, heavenly powers or superpowers, and they're all flying around in the middle of the sky and, shooting, like, fireballs and shit at each other. So, I don't know, I guess, like, The Matrix Part 3, maybe, that might be the closest, like, live-action American equivalent. But, yeah, so oh my gosh, like, some of the spectacle, especially in the second half of the movie, is just phenomenal. Like I said, it's a giant battle sequence, but there's this whole set piece with this, like, and I say giant cauldron. I mean, this thing is, like, the size of a city. It is humongous. And just, like, the imagery, and at one point, like, they basically have to, like, trap these people inside of the cauldron, and they make this giant tree on top of the cauldron. It is just so cool. I really just can't, again, I don't want to give anything away, but it is just so absolutely, like, there were a couple of moments that just made my jaw drop of, yeah, like, holy shit, just how beautiful the imagery is, and again, the choreography, the fight scenes. Every character has, like, a distinct style. You get to see these different, these 3 siblings. Again, not trying to give anything away, but they all have different, like, armor and skill sets, and the way they move and the way they fight is all very different. And it's just, like at one point, it's like there's a 2v3 going on. It's a lot of fun to watch. So, yeah. Ne Zha 2. I would highly recommend it. You should probably watch Ne Zha 1. They do kind of give you a recap of Ne Zha 1 at the beginning of Ne Zha 2, so I guess if you skip it, you'll probably be fine. But if you have, I think it would be better if you have, either you should watch the first movie or you should have some kind of passing knowledge of, like, Chinese folklore. And I know anime is technically Japanese, but there's a lot of Chinese influences in anime. Yeah, definitely with, like, you know, the chi and the, I don't know all the complexities, but there are a lot of elements that I'm like, oh yeah, like, I recognize a lot of this, and, yeah. Don't want to say anything to spoil it, because I'm like, most of you probably won't see it anyway, and I'm like, I fully don't remember a lot of the characters' names, to be quite honest with you. I remember, like, 2, and then everybody else is like, Neja's parents, or Ao Bing's dad. Like, oh, Ao Bing's dad, by the way, he can get it. And his English voice actor was great. I think, honestly, the English cast did a great job. And Michelle Yeoh, she does, she wasn't in the first Neja movie, but she voices Neja's mom in the second one. And I thought she did a decent job, you know. Nothing too complicated. I wonder if she does the voice for him in the Chinese version, too. Probably not. But yeah. Check it out, I guess, at some point. I mean, it was definitely worth seeing on the big screen. I do want to watch it again when it's on, like, Prime or whatever, but seeing it on the big screen was like, hell yeah. Like, I totally get why so many people went to see this movie. Even though I don't fully trust the Chinese box office numbers, I'm like, I'm sure it made a shit ton of money, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, I don't know if it made that much money. Maybe. But maybe not. I don't know. But, yeah. But even if it did really make that much money, I'm like, I can fully understand why once you see the final battle sequence. So, yeah. I would recommend it. But, yeah. Probably watch Neja 1 first. Like I said, it's on YouTube. I think it might be on, like, Netflix or something as well. And, again, the first one's not, like, fantastic, but unfortunately you kind of have to watch it to watch the second one, so probably a good idea. Alright, I'll check in with you guys next time about something. Until then, keep it real, nerds. Bye.
Thanks, Corinne. Next week, Brad, we're seeing a horror film, I believe, called The Long Walk. Looks interesting.
A lot of Stephen King this year.
Yeah. Well, when you're a prolific writer and the most popular American writer ever, you know, I guess you're going to get a lot of stuff.
Cool.
So, yeah, we'll do that. And hopefully we'll see you at the movie.
Real nerd knows who shot a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it.